Hello, hello, and welcome to the Happily Ever After Summit. I am your host, LaToya J.R. And you're going to be learning how to co-create a marriage filled with love, intimacy, and adventure. Today, we have a great expert, and I want you to get right into it and get comfortable because she's bringing you all the spice and all the techniques that you need. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody what it is that you do and how you're going to help them today?
LaToya, I just can't handle it. Your shoulders are so sexy when you talk. I'm just mesmerized. I'm like, what?
That's what I do.
You've already got a handle on what it is I teach. So thank you, LaToya, for having me. Allana Pratt here, intimacy expert. The way I break down intimacy, into me, I see. And a lot of people just think intimacy, genital copulation, fornication, and I suppose that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But when we have a look in ourselves, have a look inside, and there's something in us that we are ashamed of, we are embarrassed about, we don't like it when we feel out of control, sad, mad, what have you, we put up a wall, a block. No, I'm fine. Really, I am. And that block, when a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or wife might say, so what's up, honey? And no, I'm fine. I'm really fine. No, you're not. I suppose it's better than hitting below the belt, but there's no sense of vulnerability. There's no sense of authenticity. There's no connection or intimacy, and there's no safety to be real. And so that to me is where the real juice is in a relationship, where it gets stronger over time, when you can be wobbly, but through a conversation get stronger. And then, over time they really have your back, and just with a glance, they make you feel better. Right? How do we cultivate that? Well, the first place we look is inside. If we do not have an intimate relationship with ourselves, if we're judging ourselves, avoiding ourselves, and pretending we're fine when we're not, let alone really abusing ourselves, like you're too fat, you're too tall, you're too small, like you don't have enough money, like you're probably going to, he's probably going to leave you like the last one did. Like if we keep talking to ourselves like that, our inner self is wounded, insecure, low vibration, low self-esteem. And then we try to be sexy and we try to be attractive, but it's fake. And people smell it, and they ghost you, or they flake on you, or they abuse you, because it's the level of vibration we're operating at. So our job is to go inside and to make amends, make friends, heal our hearts, have a really healthy, strong, intimate relationship with yourself, wobbly parts at all. Right? Like I've been divorced twice, and I could choose to judge myself about that, or I could choose to learn from that and forgive and become a better person. Right? So like, how are we going to handle the lemons that life gives us? Right? So when we do that inner work, we become magnetic, irresistible for no reason, because we have nothing to prove, nothing to justify, nothing to shine one on, and we can be really connected. Hi. And just be so real that it's yummy and juicy to be in our presence. And it's yummy and juicy just to be us. And so that is maybe a longer answer than you wanted, LaToya, for what it is I do. But that creates healthy relationships. That creates the second date. That creates the engagement, the marriage. That creates how do you navigate kids. That creates somebody's got wandering eyes. How do you bring that, sizzle back into the relationship again? How do we navigate fear? Is really what it comes down to, and not push our own feelings away or push them away. This is really masterful, conscious relationship work that leads to you waking up beside someone who sees you, loves you, adores you, touches you in a way that just makes you melt. And I think ultimately that's what we all desire.
Oh my goodness.
You get it, LaToya.
No, you just brought up so many things for me. I did not ever think about this, but me and my husband, we got together when I was 20. Yeah, we've been together like over a decade now. So
20. Oh my God, what's your secret?
Nothing. Kids and a lot of this. A lot of shoulder movement. But he got with me when I was completely like, I'm the bomb. Like, this is what you're getting. Right. And very into myself, very into like the self-love, not on purpose, but I was just into me at the time, and it made him more into me. I never thought about that.
Oh yeah. When a woman is willing to have pleasure in her body, not use her sexuality like a manipulation, like, aren't I sexy? Now I can get you. Just pleasure. pleasure in your shoulders, pleasure with the breeze, pleasure with the sun penetrating your skin, pleasure with the taste of that latte, just pleasure at being alive, not in our head trying to be good enough or trying to control, but in our bodies having pleasure. It is intoxicating to a man. He wants into our vagina, yes, but he wants into our heart, he wants into our soul. He wants that energy in his life. He wants it to fuel his purpose. It's very, very magnetic. So we want to be sure that we do the work to heal our hearts so we don't spin in our head, angry or afraid, and we can really enjoy being a woman.
I love it. I love that. Okay, so you kind of said it already, but I really want you to get really, really specific. Like, did I already ask you the first question? I don't think I did. What does intimacy mean to you? I already got the intimacy, or did I get it right?
Yeah.
It's all about my intimacy with myself.
Yeah. Can you tell the truth to yourself? Can you have a vulnerable relationship with yourself? Can you not judge yourself? Can you trust yourself? Can you find peace in your skin exactly as things are and exactly as things aren't, and still keep your heart open to yourself? That is spiritual, in my opinion, like consciousness that's required for this incredible epic romance that we all desire. Because if we can't be that with ourselves, comes home and he's lost his job, we're just going to freak out, right? Because our safety is found outside of us. He needs a job, and what if he looks at another woman? My safety's he's my safety. Then you give your power away. Then you manipulate. Then you can be used. All of that, but if you have that intimate relationship with yourself and you find that safety on the inside, that self-appreciation on the inside, even if your butt's a little bigger from the 2 kids, or the bank account's a little smaller from the divorce, or like whatever this external stuff we think we need to be good enough, right? You let all that go. And you just come in and you have reverence for your wobbly, magnificent self. Then you stop looking on the outside. You're not so needy and you don't push guys away. And that makes you really, really sexy and safe for him to be with you. So he can, I know we want our men to be strong, and we want them to succeed and and that's awesome. But they're human too. And on the day where their boss said some unkind things, they honestly want to be able to come home to the breast of their queen and just lay their head there and not be judged and not be fixed and not have her freak out, like have her be a queen. But if we can do that, and it's no different really with our kids. When our kids come in and they're like all afraid and stuff, we don't say like, stop being mad, stop being sad, stop, just, be perfect. I mean, that doesn't work, right? Like, what happened, baby? What happened, baby girl? Come here. And we hold them and we let them talk. And if we can be the space, if we women can be the spaciousness of just non-judgment, no fixing, no justification, because we've got that inner intimate relationship with ourselves. We can handle the chaos and circumstances on the outside, and you can just hold your husband, boyfriend, child, even a girlfriend, even a client. It's no different. We can just be that space and listen. That is so powerful, because the people, they'll figure it out themselves. Our kids will figure out not to play with so-and-so because he hits them every time. The boss will be like, or your husband will be like, well, my boss was probably having a bad day. Or, you know what? It's actually time for me to get a better job. I do deserve more. And you don't need to say shit. Can I swear? Sorry about that.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't need to say anything. Women who are more mothers and mentors, the libido goes right out the door if we do that, right? We want to be the inspiration of listening, and like you do, using your shoulders and just being that safe space. He'll figure it out. And he'll be inspired. And that is how a woman truly awakens the nobility in a man. It's often just through her gaze. Just through her gaze. Because that gaze started all the way down in her sacred yoni, her sacred pussy, through her power center, which is not used power over. It's like potency, through her splayed wide open heart, and out her beautiful lips, or out just the look in her eyes, and they can feel it at 20 paces across the room. I always wished I was alive when Cleopatra was alive, because apparently she could do that at 20 paces. She could make a man weak in his knees. And I'm like, I want to learn how to do that.
For real.
Right? And it's all takes place on the inside. So that, there's a lot of quantum physics and science that also proves the internal creates the external. So be willing to do, it might feel like 2 steps back, to go in and do the inner work so that you can take 10 steps forward. Success in your confidence, your relationships, your capacity to receive love, receive money, receive miracles.
You just hit on like 10 different things, and I'm writing like a mad woman over here.
You good. Slap your ass.
I'm writing like a mad woman over here. But you said one thing that stuck out to me, especially in married couples. You don't have to fix it. sometimes you can just be that safe place for them just to come and be, and they will figure it out on their own. I did not know that at the beginning of my relationship,
Right.
but I figured it out.
Yeah, right.
Very quickly.
It takes so much courage, though, doesn't it, LaToya, to just be the spaciousness rather than the fixer? But that's our own fear. It has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with us. And if we can, when I do the inner work I do with people, I call it like your little me on the inside. Like, let her feel that you got her safe and sound. And when she calms down, then big you can lean into God, lean into the divine, lean into source. And when you feel like held, like those little Russian dolls, held on the inside and held on the outside, you can be that space for your partner and breathe. And he doesn't want a mother. He's already got one. He doesn't want a mentor. He wants his lover. He wants his queen. And it feels so good not to be the nitpicking fixer all the time and have to use your energy that way, but just to trust him to do the right thing when nobody's looking and awaken that capacity in him. It's like, yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't step up, then becomes the choice. Do we still choose to be with them? Do we choose to say, I'm scared, I'm sad, I'd like us to get some help, to do some courses, to do some workshops, to do some counseling. There's nothing wrong here. Everything that grows is bumping up like a piece of coal that turns into a diamond. It doesn't just go diamond, it goes right, and then it's a diamond. So we've got some rough spots right now, sweetheart. Let's lean in. Let's lean in and do some work together, because my commitment is that we get stronger than ever, as opposed to you becoming the therapist and trying to fix him, and then he feels totally emasculates and then stays out late and does Lord knows what.
I'm going to steal that. I'm just going to let you know the let's lean in. I love that, because sometimes when you ask your partner, you ask them, let's go see a counselor, let's go see a coach. And it's usually the women who come to me and they're like, well, he's not going to come. That's a different way that you can, babe, let's lean in. Let's do this together. It's not about fixing us or that it's something wrong. We just need to work on this to make us better. Everything that is growing does need a little bit of work. I love that. So
and remember that
go ahead.
Yes,
you finished.
Oh, I'm sorry, the connection's going a little wonky, so that's tough. But I just wanted to remind them that when they have, if you say to your husband, we need to talk, then it's like two teams, right? Two people on either teams, and all you're going to do is be competitive. But if you're on the same team, let's us lean in together. Let's us work on our relationship, and then give the vision of where you're going. Then he's not in trouble, and he wants to show up as the man and do the right thing. So it's all in how you present it.
I love it. So the last question, and I know you're going to have a lot to say about this, is what is the number one strategy to have a successful, long-lasting relationship with passion? Like consistent passion and connection, that spark.
Okay, you're not going to like my answer maybe, and I hope you still love me. I don't like strategy, because to me strategy comes from the mind. Something's wrong, I need to fix it. It almost comes from fear of what if we lose the passion. So we're already, the presupposition is something's wrong because we need a strategy to fix it. It's very controlling energy, and men are like, screw that, I hate strategy. I can feel her agenda. She says, oh, here honey, da, da, da. He's like, what do you really mean? What do you want? Like, they can smell it. Okay, so I would encourage us, like, what would be the path, or what could we choose, or who could we be in order to have like this kind of, it's more like an open way to look at something. So the presupposition is nothing's wrong. The presupposition is like, okay, this fucking rocks. How can it get even better? Like that. Men are much more willing to step on board that rather than a strategy.
Gotcha.
Second thing, I don't know about you, but if it was daytime every single day and never was nighttime, the whole earth would burn up. Like, it wouldn't work, right? There's a grace to the night and day, up and down, sad and happy, up and down, all this beautiful duality that comes into the yin yang oneness of life. So if we have the point of view that it has to be passion all the time, where something's wrong, I think we're setting ourselves up for disaster and a lot of expectations that have to be met that aren't even realistic. I know it's not maybe like fun, but there are going to be times when you feel disconnected to your partner. There are going to be times when your partner hurts you. Sorry, there's no way out. People are going to die. Like, there's no way out. Okay. So if we can have a more deeper roots, higher shoots, not just passion, 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 but roots and shoots. If we can lean in to the sad times, because one of your parents is going to die. It's going to happen. Okay. Your kid's going to come home with a D. Hopefully not, but maybe from school. Or we're like, somebody's going to get fired. Something's going to happen. And if we don't just focus, how can we be happy all the time? And we're like, I'm not going anywhere, baby, even if we're sad. There's a richness that's a different flavor of passion. It's more like connection, more like oneness. I've got your back. And it doesn't have the same flavor as like an orgasm. I get that. And of course, I'd like an orgasm every day too. Who wouldn't? If you just saw your relationship that you didn't need these highs all the time of sizzle, they could be balanced by, and not lows like bad, but like quiet times. There might be a period in your marriage where you're more about talking than copulating. There might be a time where I just need to do some girls' nights out, and he needs to do some guys' nights out. But there's like an ebb and a flow, like the waves of the ocean. It's not like waves come in, like waves have got to go out, right? And that we don't judge that as wrong. And we don't freak out. And we just savor what's right about the waves coming in and what's right about the waves going out. What's right about, oh my God, we had a couple months there where we were like rabbits. And then we had a couple months where we just wanted to read, but we wanted our feet to be touching. We wanted to be connected, but we just didn't want to talk. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And let each of you evolve. Think more about what would it take for us to be real, authentic, vulnerable, honest, praising of each other, taking care of our own self, right? Not looking to them to make us happy or safe, right? Taking care of our own self and catch them in the act of praising them. Did I tell you today how sexy I think your biceps are? Just go back to it. Like that fills up the buckets of goodwill between the relationship, and it takes the pressure off it having to look a certain way in order to be good enough. And don't judge yourself with other couples who happen to be in the 2 months of fornicating like rabbits when you're in the 2 months of reading books. Like, don't judge. We're not as good as them. What's wrong with us? Trust. Again, it all comes back to that intimate relationship with yourself to feel safe and secure, no matter what the outside circumstances look like. So you can go the long haul. You can go the long haul together.
Like, oh my goodness. You don't understand the permission you just gave so many couples that it doesn't always have to be up there. You can have these moments and they can still be really, really great, juicy, connective moments.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I know that you have a free gift, so I want you to tell everybody about that.
Okay, and I just wanted to say I could talk to you for hours. You're just lovely. So thank you so much for having me on your show. Okay, so I'd like everybody to have this free gift. So there's men and women watching, or just men, or just women? And okay, great. So I got 2 free gifts. One for the guys, one for the gals. So ladies, go to my name, allanapratt.com, ALLANAPRATT.com, and she'll put the link for you down there, /vulnerability. Because vulnerability is actually the new sexy, not control, but a heart that's open when you still feel safe and discerning is very inviting and alluring to a man. So I've got a training for you there, allanapratt.com /vulnerability. And for guys, if you go to gethertosayyes.com, right there is a training called How to Be a Noble Badass. It's very sexy. And I would like all the guys to go there. And that's also a series where you learn how to penetrate a woman through your eyes, your heart, and your cock, whatever, your penis, whatever, like your sexuality, your nobility, and your presence all at one time. And she will be weak in the knees, I promise you. So those are free trainings for both of you so I can take care of all the ladies and all the guys.
I would love that. All right. That sounds great. I'm going to get it. You should definitely get it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Much love.